Mars is the fourth planet from the Sun and the second smallest planet in the solar system after Mercury, named after the Roman god of the war. It is often referred to as a red planet because the iron oxide prevalent on its surface gives it a reddish appearance. Mars is a terrestrial planet with a thin atmosphere, having surface features reminiscent both of the impact crater of the Moon, and the volcanoes, valleys, deserts, and polar ice caps of the Earth. The rotational period and the season cycles of the Mars are likewise similar of those of Earth, as it was the tilt that produced the seasons. Mars is the site of the Olympus Mons, the largest volcano and the second largest known mountain in the solar system, and the Valles Marineris, one of the largest canyon in the solar system. Until the first successful Mars flyby in 1965 by Mariner 4, many speculated about the presence of the liquid water on the planet's surface. This was based on observed periodic variation in the light and the dark patches, particularly in the polar latitude, which appeared to be seas and continents. Geological evidence gathered by the unmanned mission suggested that Mars once had large scale of water coverage on the surface on some earlier stages existence.
Socialism describes a variety of economic systems under which the means of production are owned equally by everyone in society. In some socialist economies, the democratically elected government owns and controls major businesses and industries. In other socialist economies, production is controlled by worker cooperatives. In a few others, individual ownership of enterprise and property is allowed, but with high taxes and government control. The mantra of socialism is, from each according to his ability, to each according to his contribution. This means that each person in society gets a share of the economy's collective production, goods and wealth, based on how much they have contributed to generating it. Workers are paid their share of production after a percentage has been deducted to help pay for social programs that serve the common good. In contrast to capitalism, the main concern of socialism is the elimination of rich and poor socioeconomic classes by ensuring an equal distribution of wealth among the people. To accomplish this, the socialist government controls the labor market, sometimes to the extent of being the primary employer. This allows the government to ensure full employment even during economic downturns.
Any business, large or small, may run into problems that negatively impact its normal course of operations. Crises such as a fire, death of a CEO, terrorist attack, data breach, or natural disasters can lead to tangible and intangible costs to a company in terms of lost sales, customers, and a decrease in the firm's net income. Businesses that put a continuity plan in place in case of unforeseen contingencies can mitigate the effects of any negative event. The process of having a continuity plan in place in the event of a crisis is known as crisis management. In order to have a business continuity plan in the aftermath of a crisis, most firms start by conducting risk analysis on their operations. Risk analysis is the process of identifying any adverse events that may occur and the likelihood of the events occurring. By running simulations and random variables with risk models, such as scenario tables, a risk manager can assess the probability of a risk occurring in the future, the best and worst case outcome of any negative event, and the damage the company would incur should the risk actually happen. For example, a risk manager may estimate the probability of a flood occurring within a company's area of operation is very high. The worst-case scenario of a flood would be the destruction of the company's computer systems, thereby losing pertinent data on customers, suppliers, and ongoing projects. Once the risk manager knows what they are dealing with in terms of possible risks and impacts, a plan is developed by the crisis management team to contain any emergency should it become reality. For example, the company facing flood risk might create a backup system for all computer systems. This way, the company would still have a record of its data and work processes. Although business might slow down for a short period while the company purchases new computer equipment, operations would not be completely halted. By having a crisis resolution in place, a company and its stakeholders can prepare and adapt to unexpected and adverse developments.
When most people think of IT, incident management is the process that typically comes to mind. It focuses solely on handling and escalating incidents as they occur to restore defined service levels. Incident management does not deal with root cause analysis or problem resolution. The main goal is to take user incidents from a reported stage to a closed stage. Once established, effective incident management provides recurring value for the business. It allows incidents to be resolved in time frames previously unseen. For most organizations, the process moves support from emailing back and forth to a formal ticketing system with prioritization, categorization, and SLA requirements. The formal structures take time to develop but results in better outcomes for users, support staff, and the business. The data gathered from tracking incidents allows for better problem management and business decisions. Incident management also involves creating incident models, which allow support staff to efficiently resolve recurring issues. Models allow support staff to resolve incidents quickly with defined processes for incident handling. In some organizations, a dedicated staff has incident management as their only role. In most businesses, the task is relegated to the service desk and its owners, managers, and stakeholders. The visibility of incident management makes it the easiest to implement and get buy-in for, since its value is evident to users at all levels of the organization. Everyone has issues they need support or facilities staff to resolve, and handling them quickly aligns with the needs of users at all levels.
Mass communication is an important medium of dispersing information and spreading awareness among a large number of people. The courses of mass communication train the students who are interested in this field and equip them with the necessary qualities. Quite often, mass communication is confused with journalism. People mostly wonder about the difference between mass communication and journalism. In basic terms, journalism is like a subset of mass communication. Both the courses are different from each other in all respects. The term mass communication is not limited to journalism, but it spreads its branches to various other media fields like news gathering and news reporting, event management, film direction and production, public relations, corporate communication, advertising, etc. Mass communication courses prepare students for various job profiles that come under the field. In recent years, the field of media and mass communication has evolved into a partially interactive concept that touches and affects almost every aspect of human life. Mass communication has become an important part of our lives and we cannot do without it now. With the sheer proliferation of media into each of our lives through components like newspapers, televisions, and the internet, the profession and field of mass communication are gaining popularity like never before.